What's going on, Sooner Nation? Today we got to talk about the end of this class for the University of Oklahoma and give you guys a couple updates on the recruiting trail and what I think might happen at a couple positions. And this is going to lead into another video where I'm going to give you guys my final class predictions of who I think is going to be here and what Oklahoma could do. Because at this point, with official visit season coming, which I think you saw specific offensive tackle announce an official visit to Oklahoma, Oklahoma's going to try to fine-tune this class really quickly and try to have it narrowed down before the season even starts. But before we jump into it, I need to hear from y'all. So make sure you're joining the discussion, jumping down in the comments below. If you guys watched that interview with Christian Evans the other day or the one with Michael Fasusi, just know that I'm only able to do that because you guys like and subscribe and comment and do all of those things for me. So if you're not subscribed, check the little box down below. Make sure you are so that I continue to bring you guys more interviews and more great content. But I want to start at probably one of the most intriguing positions that's left outside of the trenches for Oklahoma, and that's going to be the wide receiver position. Because Oklahoma's got a plethora of players, including one guy who announced Oklahoma in his top 8. And if you weren't familiar with who that was a man by the name of Quincy Porter. And some people will tell you they're pretty high on Quincy Porter. I'm not 100% sold yet that a guy like him is going to end up in this class. 6'3", 190 pounds, out of Oradell, New Jersey, which, by the way, I think it's pretty safe to say Oklahoma has recruited the Northeast really well this year, and they're probably going to clean up. I think with Quincy Porter being a top 50 player in the country, according to On3's industry ranking, a 31st player overall with On3, 247 has him as the 114th, but everybody else has got him inside the top 100. He's got an elite school offer. Michigan, Ohio State, which Ohio State's going to need some more wide receivers, and Brian Hartline's really good at recruiting the wide receiver position. I would imagine that Ohio State's probably going to be in the driver's seat as they're going to be able to get him on campus first for an official visit on June 7th. Oklahoma appears to be getting the last one on June 21st with Michigan in the middle, but this will be, I think, as only as like first or second visit to Oklahoma that I have recorded, so I'm not buying it yet. There's a couple other players that I really like at this position, including Emmanuel Choice. And Emmanuel Choice, you guys remember Oklahoma gave him his first offer, 6'4", 190 pound out of Lancaster, Texas. On3 is currently the only recruiting service that has him ranked highly into the 4-star territory, where he is the 249th ranked player, but he has a composite ranking of a 4-star with On3. 247 has him a composite ranking of a 3-star, but at this point, we all know Emmanuel Choice is probably going to land somewhere in the 4-star, maybe even top 250 category by the end of the cycle. Emmanuel Choice has been to Oklahoma several times, like 2 or 3 times now. He's got an official visit set up for June 21st. And remember, that date's pretty significant because that's the Champion Barbecue where Oklahoma is going to have Quincy Porter. They're also going to have a bunch of current commits like Ryan Foje, Torrey Blaylock, Cortland Gullery, Tristan Haynes, Kamari Moore. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. But one thing that I do want to note with the wide receiver position is I think we all presume at this point there's only one spot left, especially with how the numbers are starting to play out and what we're going to potentially see Oklahoma do on the defensive line, where they might take another 3 guys. And on the offensive line, they're going to probably take 3 to 4 more. Like that possibility is there. So I think when you look at the wide receiver position and how deep that room is with young talent that could potentially return, you're probably looking at it and going, this isn't going to be a very big class for Oklahoma. But I say that if you land Emmanuel Choice, the next player up on your board that I think undoubtedly you make room for this kid if he wants to come to Oklahoma, that's the 5-star wide receiver, Caleb Cunningham. Now, according to On3, you look at their industry rankings, not everywhere on there, not everybody on that list has him as a 5-star. I don't think they've really solidified their 5-star rankings yet, but everybody has him at his highest ranking is number 22. Everybody else has him lower than 22. So we all know Caleb Cunningham's going to land as a 5-star. Now, out of the state of Mississippi in Choctaw County, I know Ole Miss has gotten several visits. I'm kind of told Ole Miss isn't really as big of a player as people think. Oklahoma's in a really good spot for Caleb Cunningham. And I do expect Oklahoma will try to get an official visit here. Probably will, if I had to take a guess. It's not on the board yet. He's got official visits set up with Bama, Auburn, Florida, Tennessee. So Caleb Cunningham, I think this is a recruitment that drags on maybe into the fall a little bit or late summer. This is a prospect where, let's say you land a manual choice. You think you're done with your room. If he wants to join, you're probably taking Caleb Cunningham. He's that talented. You're not going to turn a talent like him away. But Oklahoma's got an upcoming commitment here soon. And Antoni Ogumoro. And remember, he moved here into Elgin, Oklahoma. 6'4", 320 pounds. 247 doesn't have him ranked yet. But On3 has him ranked as a 3-star. You imagine this kid will probably be a 4-star as he continues to go through his senior season, maybe camps a little bit more. He's been to Oklahoma twice. He already had his official visit on April 19th. He's been to K-State. He's been to Tennessee. He's got an official visit for North Carolina set up during the season. Now, I really like where Oklahoma sits here. If you guys remember, a couple weeks ago, I put in a prediction for Ogumoro to land here in Norman, Oklahoma. So here's the deal. I don't think that North Carolina OV happens because he is set to commit on May 21st. And we all know BV's policy, right? Once you're committed, you're not taking other visits. So Antoni Ogumoro is probably going to be your next offensive line talent to drop in this class. But what else is out there at the offensive line? Because a lot of you all might have seen the 4-star offensive tackle out of Horn High School in Mesquite, Texas, Lamont Rogers, announced that he's going to be taking an official visit to Norman. A couple days after, you're going to have other elite offensive tackles on campus for the Party at the Palace and Michael Fasusi and Ty Haywood. He's going to be on campus June 18th through June 20th, while Fasusi and Ty Haywood will be on campus June 14th through June 16th. And you would imagine there's got to be some sense of urgency here for some of these elite offensive linemen because Oklahoma's going to land one of them. Like, it's going to happen. If it doesn't happen, it's going to be an epic fail for Oklahoma. So I feel like one of these guys is going to drop. And I'm not sure if you're going to get one of your 5-stars in Fasusi or Haywood to announce that Party at the Palace. So Lamont Rogers, I think he's playing on borrowed time here. However, you've heard Missouri's kind of been trying to drop some bags. A&M's been trying to get him on campus. I'm not sure if I count this one for Oklahoma just yet. LSU's playing in there. Remember, LSU has put quite a few offensive linemen in the NFL too. So they can make that pitch just as well as Oklahoma can. But when you're looking at Oklahoma and you're looking at one of these elite offensive linemen, I look at Ogumoro, Afalava as your probably 2 non-5-stars to commit. And then I look at Fasusi to be in this class still. Still pretty confident there. I think there could be another domino that falls for Oklahoma that could potentially lead Fasusi to Oklahoma. I've been watching it. I'm curious to see how it continues to play out. We'll bring you guys an update there if something significant happens with that domino. But let's just say it is a teammate at Louisville High School. So if you guys haven't done already, make sure you hit that like. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. And let me know what you guys have thought about the recent interviews or what you guys think about this kind of content right here covering recruiting. I want to hear from y'all. And again, if you have not already, make sure you hit that like and you hit that subscribe button.